Knicks family, what's popping? Hey, the Knicks battled. It was a hard fought game. We battled down to the end. We'd give up a big lead, then we come back. Give up a big lead, then we come back. Hey, Kevin Knox dropped 31 tonight, career high. Let's talk about it. Knicks family, what is popping, man? I hope you guys had a good weekend. For those who are dealing with snow, I hope that you're safe. Everyone's safe. I know I'm dealing with a lot of snow here. Not a lot of snow. We got about six inches of snow or something like that. But down here, and the further south you go, the more snow you get. Well, when you get snow, people start to panic and they do all kinds of stuff. There's already school closes for tomorrow, although the snow is kind of slowed down. It's sleeting a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. I hope everybody's safe, right? Because there's been snow in different parts of the region, in the states. So hopefully everyone is safe. Today is going to be, I suspect we're going to get some people from Europe, from different countries today, because it's an early game. You know what I mean? So, that gives us the chance to, be able to have some people from different places on. Well, otherwise, it's a different time in different parts of the country. Already in the chat, we got Viv in the chat. I think we got, I don't know if his nickname is Andy. We got Nate in the chat, and so we got some guys already in the chat that's ready to talk and talk about this game tonight, because this game was, let's be honest with you, man, this game was very encouraging for our New York Knicks. So let's go ahead and get to the video chat, talk a little bit, see what these guys think about today's game. And we'll see what's popping. We got Viv up here. Viv, tell me what you think, man. How you feel about the game today?
There's not much to harp on negatively or negative spaces. I thought the team played pretty well with the circumstances, knowing that they were down 24 points or whatever in the first half. We had a tough showing from the moment the first end of the middle of the second quarter,
right?
For the rest of the game. So, we were tough. We were scrappy. We showed a little bit of creativity on the offensive end a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some nice little cuts. I think Knox was a recipient of some cuts. Moutier got a couple of cuts. So I like the passing. I like the overall effort. I think the team just fought. So I was pretty impressed by the way they fought, and I thought it would be a blowout loss, but it wasn't. So yeah, I was impressed. The only one thing I just wanted to say is, if I'm Fizz, I don't want to see Knox really playing 44 minutes too often. But I mean, if he played that well, it's, I guess we can live with it just for today. But just the way his hits are, in a sense, I don't want him to see him play 12, 13 minutes in a row every single game, because that's not a good thing long term.
Yeah. Kevin Knox with 31 points. And that's a career high for him, obviously. And I attribute that career high to the fact that with the starting lineup today, he could actually be the focal point. He was actually the focal point today, right?
Right.
Given that Tim Hardaway was out, there's no Enes Kanter, he could be the focal point. And I think that's what we need to do for the remainder of the season. I think we need to make him a focal point. You know what I mean? Is he going to get 31 points every night? No. But I think making him a focal point would really help his development throughout the remainder of this season. You know what I mean? Guillermo, what you think about that, man?
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with you right there, Sim. You know what this game was a representation of egoless basketball, man. And I like that. I like the fact that all these young kids, and look, I don't care if they win or lose, man, but it's how you win or lose, right? So with these young kids, Knox was made the focal point too many times. And I think you had a caller one time, I can't remember who, but he made a great point that, we made an effort in the first halves of games to get Kevin Knox involved by passing to the weak side, right? You see those cross-country passes to Knox when he's left all by himself, he makes the shots. And when it comes to second half, we kind of just go away from that. Now, the Knicks did miss 11 of their first 13 shots to open the fourth, which kind of hurt us. But given how close we were, 108 to 105, I mean, I know it kind of got away at the end, whatever. I was happy with what the Knicks produced, man. Kevin Knox, 12 for 23. Luke Cornett had 23 points, 5 assists off the bench. He was 3 for 8 from 3. But I like this lineup, man. And if I never see Cantor again and Tim Hardaway, I will not be mad, man. So. Because you know what it is, I like it when these young kids have to fight for themselves,
right?
And you could call Frank a veteran, and I'm not trying to just get on Frank Dotson. You have some of these veteran guys, Lance Thomas. Their voices aren't kind of muddied by the attention whoring Cantor and the Tim Hardaway, the fake leader Tim Hardaway. And I like how these young kids scrap, man. That's what we, Fizdale has more coaching to do, but I like what I saw today, man. I was not, disappointed.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like what I seen today. Both from a tactical standpoint, and we're going to talk about lineup changes or lineup tweaks a little bit later. But both from a tactical standpoint and from the Knicks, just showing some fight and some grit to be able to come back. After getting down, I think maybe they got down 17 points or something like that was the biggest lead. I'm not sure. I have to check.
24. Yeah, it's 24.
24 points. So continuously, getting down and then fighting back,
One more thing, Sim. I said this before, and people are going to kill me. I'm not saying he should be the focal or main star of this team, but I'm telling you, I like the way Hazonia plays, man. I take the bad with the good or the good with the bad, whatever. But when you have him in spurts and when you give him guidance, man, I like how he plays, Sim. So I like him slash. He's always slashed to the basket. He's always being aggressive. Like sometimes he takes some bad threes where it's like, dude, get into the rhythm of the game. But today he played within himself, man. And you can't say that for a lot of guys in this team, man. So I also like Hazonia, how he's been playing for the past few games, man.
Okay. Yeah, definitely how he's been playing over the last few games. Hazonia has really been, yeah, he's been balling. You got to give it to him. Hazonia's been balling the last few games. And maybe maybe we're gonna witness a turnaround from Mario Hazonia. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hopefully, let me see. Let me get to Nate. Nate,
what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you feel? Kevin Knox, 31 points today.
Hey, man, Knox looked good, man. I love his aggressiveness, and he's just playing with a lot of confidence. He definitely is becoming the focal point of this offense, and it's exciting to see, especially, as the future is going to turn around with KP coming back and all that. It was a valiant effort by the Knicks. I mean, we were definitely undermanned, not Hardaway and no Cantor. I mean, that's a lot of points that we don't have on the floor. But we can't get down 17-2 on a run in the beginning of the game. I mean, that just puts us in the hole really early on. And it's very hard to win games when you start a game 17-2.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely. That's going to you start the game 17-2 is going to be hard to win a basketball game, for sure.
So a couple of points I want to make about today's game is, first off, I want to credit Fizdale on his working with his team on cutting to the basket, making players, using the back door. I saw a lot of that today. I was very happy to see that. I think the offense is starting to finally start to get easier baskets, which is what we really need for a bad shooting team. We need to try to get as easy baskets as possible. And I was very happy and pleased to see that the players were cutting to the basket and getting, easy layups and stuff like that. Also, too, I think Moody's got to go to the bench, man. I've seen enough. I mean, the guy is a horrendous defender. I mean, and I think he's one of the reasons why we get down so much, because he can't stop the penetration, and you can't tell me that, with Frank's in the game and he's healthy and he's playing well, he's not better suited to run this team than Moutier is. I mean, I'd love people to challenge me on that, because I really think Frank has the poise to run this team, and he needs to the rest of the season, he needs to be allowed to do that, without having to look behind his back.
Well, he just came back from injury. Let's see.
Sure.
He had a decent game today. Let's see if he can continue. Well, what? I don't even know what his final stats were, but just from him,
just the way he ran the team, I was impressed. I mean, the defense was there, the passing was there, the aggression was there. I mean, I just see, even though he doesn't score a lot of points, I just see more poise and more, ability to run a team than Moutier does. I'm done with Moutier. I want him to go back to the bench. I think Fizdale needs to tweak that thing up and put him back on the bench, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see. We're going to talk about lineup tweaks and things like that.
Yeah.
I see my man in the Knicks shirt down the bottom. I think it's is it Andy?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? Tell me what you think about the game today.
Things sort out here. It's hard.
You're breaking up on me, some man. Think we got kind of a faulty connection, man. It's breaking up a lot.
Yeah. On the tab and then on the phone.
Yeah, it's breaking up. You might do a little better calling in if you want to call in. Because
I'm just gonna try to cast all the tabs on the laptop and
okay. All right. Yeah. It was hard for me to even hear that there. But I appreciate you jumping on, and hopefully, if we get a better connection, you'll be able to jump on again. Guillermo, I want to ask you.
Yeah. It's good.
It's Kevin Knox career high today. That 31 points. Is it fully a result of not having Hardaway and not having Cantor in the lineup?
I would take that with a resounding yes. Like I said, man, like the caller said, man, is like when we get into second half, Sim, I've yet to see a game. I can't remember the last game where we were blowing out a team and it was comfortable, or we had a steady, a lead over them, like a 10-point lead or something, and we were just in rhythm. And we didn't have to go to this ISO game so much. And I think many times, like even in I think it was a Golden State game where we had turnovers just trying to force it to Cantor. Mm-hmm. It's like stuff like that. And then Timmy coming out and just chucking threes and chucking shots. Even though I will admit Tim Hardaway, if you watch his past few games, he has been a little better in that regard. He's been a little bit better and not just coming down, just chucking shots out of nowhere. I think that gets in the way of development. And I think that, it's unfortunate Lance Thomas is not like this. He's not a point guard who can, still play whatever, because the guys who are producing on this team, I think sometimes have the bigger say. And unfortunately, Cantor's the one that's producing. And honestly, Cantor only thinks about himself. This guy is just a me guy. You can't expect Cantor to literally tell the point guards, Frank or Moutier, hey, feed it to the hot hand, feed it to Knox, get him open looks, blah, blah. He doesn't have that type of leadership. He's just here to, put tweets and emojis and stuff when he doesn't play and stuff. He's an immature guy. So I like him, man. Hey, the thing that I get mad about, why do we have to wait till these guys get out for that to happen? That should be Fizdale forcing it down the mindset of everybody on the team. Hey, we're doing this play and this play when this guy's open. This guy has a hot hand tonight. We're going to feed him to them. We're going to make sure Hazonia, Knox, they get off the wing. They're coming around double screens or whatever, Steve Novak, elevated plays, stuff like that. You are the coach. You dictate what the team should be doing. And if they don't want to do it, they don't play. Like, why is that we have to wait? So that means that Cantor and Tim Hardaway have more of a voice than Fizdale? That doesn't make any sense, Sim. Like, I'm happy that this happened, but this should have been happened. Cantor should have been on the bench when he did the emoji stuff. Tim Hardaway, like, y'all were taking out Frank out of the game, or not y'all, but people were taking Frank out of the game, Dotson for the mistakes. Tim Hardaway should have been taken out of the game, if that's the case, but we all know that they're trying to tank, so it's tough, Sim. It's tough to really balance what Fizdale's trying to do, because we shouldn't have waited this long, but maybe it's a godsend that those guys are out, and we're starting to see more of Knox. The league is starting to recognize Knox. Sim. So
Yeah.
it's a shame that this kid hasn't been producing as much as he probably could have, because he has. I would love to see his stats from the first half of the season and see the stats of the second half, and just see where like the averages, how much is averaging, and how much is averaging for each quarter. And that'll tell you the true story of how we're so-called developing. That makes sense.
Yeah. Did you see? And I'm gonna make you live, Viv. I want to know what you. And you're still gonna be live, Guillermo. Did you see better ball movement? I mean, we had 24 assists tonight. You know, it's not like we had 27, 28, but 24 is well above our
average.
Our average, right? We averaged 19.7. Did you see better ball movement tonight? I think I saw better ball movement. I think the ball movement was better.
I did. I saw some creativity. I saw players cutting. I saw Moutier received a couple cuts. I saw some nice passes from Cornet and Hazonia, and I think you can see it in their assist total. I think Cornet had 5. Hazonia had how many did he have?
Hazonia had 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 9 points.
But I think he had that nice pass that got Knox the dunk in the end one. That was off the Hazonia pass. And I think Frank had 6 assists in his 28 minutes, that's a pretty good number. And he had some nice he had some nice creative passes too. I think the first quarter he got Cornet open for I think a wide open dunk twice actually. One on the fast break, another one he got him. It was just like in the half court, right. And a lot of people are moving. I think he fed Dotson a couple times on some threes. I think it was a couple times, something like that. I know he fed a 3-point shooter a couple times. So he got people the ball in time, and I think that's the real key, right? Like it's not just about the assists, but it's about how you get the ball, and can they get the ball to the recipient on time,
right?
So I think you saw a lot better movement, and I saw a lot better off the ball movement as well.
Yeah. I want to give a big shout out before I move forward. Big shout out to Correct Defense. Said, I think today Emmanuel Moutier showed he may be better at the 2. Why not run Frank and Moutier together? What do you guys think about that?
I think they should. I think they should.
You can't. There's nothing to. This season, experiment as much as possible. There's nothing to lose. Like, fine, go ahead. I would do it even game by game. If we have a game where Frank looks better at the 2, Moutier at the 1, because maybe he could bully the smaller point guards, do that. If you feel like one day Frank could bully or play, whatever it is, just experiment. There's no, what do we have to lose? So I don't mind. And just on the passing thing too, man. Another important thing that you see in a lot of systems is the hockey pass, right? Is a pass that's not going to get you the assist, but it gets to the pass that gets to the assist, or just keeps the ball flowing. And I don't know how many hockey passes the Knicks have. Obviously, our assist numbers are down, so we probably don't have a lot, even though that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have hockey passes. But I saw a lot more hockey passing today than usual, which is a good thing, where we're not just dumping off the canter or, someone's just jacking up a shot.
I think it's worth I think the one thing going forward is that, especially with like Knox and, even Cornet to an extent today, sometimes we fall in love with the first shot we see. So if we're trying to basically we're hunting for assists sometimes. So like if someone passes the ball, say Cornet, they just look at if he's open just for a second, he'll take the shot. And that necessarily isn't the best shot. So, you saw a little more of the hockey assists there where they may not take that first shot, but then they'll pass it off, try to get a much better shot. And if we continue to do that, I think you'll see the assist numbers increase, because we settled. There's quite a few, even in the past too, where Knox would just settle for shots because he's just open, but it's not the best shot you can take. So that's just something that it's an encouraging sign.
Yeah.
Sim, I got a question for you.
All right.
This is another game that Trier has struggled in. And do you think that Trier, I mean, it's way too early to say this, but do you think that Trier would benefit if he can't do it anymore. Damn it. I was going to say if he could get, and I know the games are
consistent. He can't go to G League.
I know. I just
actually
realized.
He could, I think.
Because I think that what we did, we kind of messed him up early in the season, Sim, where we depended a lot on his ISO game, and it saved us a few times. And now in his head, they mentioned like a hamstring thing. I don't know what it was a few games ago. I don't know how serious it is. But honestly, Sim, he does not look good. It's not. He doesn't even look in rhythm in his own game. I don't know if it's mental or physical or maybe he's just a 2 masquerading as a 1. Like, what is it about Trier? Like, what is it you can see that he's where he's just off at?
I think we used him a lot earlier in the season, and teams started to he was doing some things, right? And I think teams are just more aware of Trier. I think the hamstring plays a part in it, right? I've had a hamstring pull, and it is a hamstring pull is tough. Even when you've healed, you can still feel it twinge. It's a tough thing to get over. You can still, you make a certain move, you can feel it twinge and those type of things. But I think the most part is he's having trouble dealing with the adjustments on him. Teams are just more aware of what he can do on the floor. And I think that, he's just having a little bit, a few problems making the they've made adjustments. Now he has to make adjustments, and maybe his game is just too limited right now, to make those adjustments. If you look at it, it's not like he has a million offensive moves, right? He has a few moves that he can go to. And once teams figure out you have a couple of moves and they start to shut those moves down, you got to have counters. And I don't think he has those counters yet.
I think, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to just say he's limited to being a combo guard who's just come in and score. But honestly, Sim, when you see him play, it's literally like a tunnel vision, right? Mm-hmm. It's, let me go to one side. If the mid range is near the foul line is open, I'm going to come up and shoot. Then maybe I drive. Now, I've seen him be unselfish where he's driving and at the last second he sees, Canner open. Once his guy kind of commits in the air, he makes a pass, which is a good attribute to have. But it's like he keeps picking up his dribble and he does that the hezzy thing where it's like, all right, now he's going to go into second gear and he's going to try to drive someplace versus keep your dribble up, see guys around, see the movement around you and kind of facilitate. So I don't know if it's, I don't know, maybe he just might not be a 1, man. Because I think he has,
he's not a
good
1.
Talent.
He's
right, but yeah, he's not a 1, but it's like he's so, you don't want him to be that limited
right
as
now,
a 2.
I don't think he's confident. He lost confidence in his jump shot, so he's just trying to drive all the time. So teams are just collapsing, just waiting for him to drive, and he doesn't have the reaction time. So that if someone's open, he should pass it out faster. He doesn't. Because he has a tunnel vision. Once he gets into the paint, it's too late by that time. The whole the lane that he had to pass is gone pretty much. Whatever that. So that vision was there. It's just not there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And he's not the kind of guy that you're gonna run off of screens. He's not really the kind of guy that you're gonna be able to. He's not a spot up shooter type of guy.
He's not a catch and shoot.
So,
not at all.
So he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the versatility in his offensive game right now. I think to deal with the NBA players that have learned what it is he likes to do. He just doesn't have that offensive diversity yet. I think he can get it. I think he's a smart enough player to get it, and a talented enough player to get it. Now he is an older rookie, right? Mm-hmm. He's an older rookie, so we'll see how many, what kind of adjustments he can make to his game. I think that he can. I think right now he has to figure it out. I know some people say, he got his check, now he's good. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. I think it's just, it's just something that he's got to figure out.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. They've adjusted to him, and now it's up to him to work on those adjustments. And obviously some of the things cannot be fixed instantly. Like you're not going to become all of a sudden a better catch and shoot shooter
right
instantly. But,
right, you got to work on that. You got to learn that. Let's see if Andy. I want to see if Andy is a little bit better. If his connection's a little bit better now. Andy, what's going on, man? Is it a little bit better?
Yeah, I hope
There
so.
we go. Yeah, nah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
Sounds perfect.
About Alonzo and his ISO game. I think the problem might lie in also on depending on the center we have on the court. When we got Cantor, he's really down low. When we got Cornet, he's like one of the fifth guy running around the 3-point line. And so if he breaks the defense and he drives, it's fine. But he likes that free throw line, step back, jumper. And then the Cantor defender Cornet defender is really high. So you got the paint free, but you got an extra defender around the place that ISO likes to take the shot. That might be a little bit concerned. I didn't look in the numbers, and I don't reckon it like right away. But I think that might be a problem as well. And remember, since Cantor got benched last few times after Alonzo got back, his game ain't the same.
Yeah. I agree with you. Good point. Let me go over quick recap of just some of the some of the stats from the game. All right, we'll take a quick look at some of those things, some of these numbers, and then we'll get back to the video chat. I want to talk about lineups. We've seen some lineup changes today. I feel like those lineup changes, well, obviously because Tim Hardaway was out, there's lineup changes. But a couple other moves in the lineup, and I feel like it's really because we were playing the Philadelphia 76ers. But let me go over the recap of the game and the box scores and things, and then we can go ahead and we can get to it. All right. The 76ers defeated the New York Knicks 108-105 at Madison Square Garden today. The Knicks got down by as much as, I think, 24 points. Were able to climb back each time. Each time the Knicks were able to climb back into the game. And finally, at the end of the game, kind of made a little bit of a run to try to steal the victory away from the Philadelphia 76ers. But as it turns out, the 76ers were just a little bit too much for the New York Knicks. And but actually, though, even all the way down to the end, to the last foul shot, the Knicks were, close. They were close to pulling off an upset. What would have been a pretty surprising upset for most people. The 76ers, it looked early like they were going to run away with this game and really take the Knicks out. They led the first quarter 36-24. Second quarter, it was 30-26. By halftime, it was already a 16-point lead. And it looked like, really did look like to me like the Knicks were about to, fold to the Philadelphia 76ers. And then the third quarter happened. The Knicks outscored the Philadelphia 76ers 32-17 in that third quarter. 32-17 to get the game back to within one. I think it was like 83-82 or whatever at the end of the third quarter. And then fourth quarter, it was a tight fourth quarter, a good hard fought fourth quarter from both teams. Philadelphia 76ers were able to pull it out 25-23 in that third quarter. All right. And give me just 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to pull that back up to the screen. I just want to take a quick look at something. Oh, Mark jumped in. I don't know how Mark just jumped in there, and then I hear background noise. There we go. But now, let's get back to the recap, and we'll talk to Mark in a second. All right. Looking at, scroll down, the Knicks never held the lead. Like I said, the 76ers had a 24-point lead. The 76ers shot 46% from the field, 30% from three. They shot 33 free throws, 22 of 30 from the free throw line. The Knicks, 43% from the field. They shot 32.3% from the three-point line. And the Knicks were 21 for 30 from the free throw line. The Knicks, again, killed on the boards. 56-34, the Knicks were smashed on the boards. And as long as Cantor's not there, and we don't have, you got Cantor out, you got Mitchell Robinson out. Mitchell Robinson isn't a double-digit rebounder, but at least he gets some boards for you. We got to have some guys going to the boards, helping out on the boards. We got beat by 22. As a matter of fact, Ben Simmons had 22 rebounds tonight. Just 12 less than the Knicks by himself. All right. Philadelphia 76ers had 22 assists. The Knicks had 24. Well above the season's average. I seen better ball movement today. We've had a couple of games where we've had more assists than 24. Right. But today I just seen better ball movement. Because what's encouraging to me today, other games, we've had a high number of assists, but we shot 56, 57% when we had those high numbers of assists. Tonight, we had 24 assists, which is an average amount of assists, a good number of assists, but we only shot 43%. That to me says better ball movement. Better ball movement. Because usually we shoot 43%, we're somewhere around 17, 18, or 19 assists. We had 24 assists. And we only shot 43%. And we only shot 32.3% from three. So it's not like we were lighting it up out there. It was just better ball movement. Better ball movement, better man movement. All right, and I think that says something about, in my opinion, not having Tim Hardaway or Cantor there. When Cantor gets the ball, it's a black hole down low. Which, and I can't complain about it because he does a very good job scoring down low. Right? And if he gets the ball in the post, you probably want Cantor to try to score. Right? But, we tend to lean on it. And he's not a good person to promote ball movement. Right? Because he doesn't move that well on the floor. He's going to be a focal point of the offense when he's in the game. And of course, Tim Hardaway Jr., he doesn't promote ball movement. He's been better recently. He hasn't taken as high as a number of shots recently. But still, he doesn't really, he breaks the plays off a lot. And today you've seen less people breaking off plays and the ball swinging to the weak side of the floor, which is a reason, and swinging to the weak side of the floor throughout the game, which is a reason that Kevin Knox had 31 points. The Knicks had 8 steals, the 76ers had 4, the Knicks had 5 blocks tonight. 76ers 9. And still, even though the Knicks had a higher number of assists on, for the most part, poor shooting at 43%, in my opinion, the Knicks still only had 10 turnovers, which is pretty good. Only 10 turnovers tonight for the New York Knicks, even though they were passing the ball more. Let's take a look at the box scores. We'll start with the Knicks. Kevin Knox tonight was the man. Obviously, the player of the game for the New York Knicks. 31 points. He was 52.2% from the field. 4 for 9 from 3. 7 rebounds. Had 4 turnovers. He also had 2 steals. Lance Thomas got the start tonight. He played 19 minutes, had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Noah Vonleh, 3 points, 2 rebounds. Damian Dotson had 8 points. 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Emmanuel Mudiay had 19 points. He was shot 41.2% from the field, had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Also had 3 turnovers. Luke Cornett he played well today. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. A player like Luke Cornett, even though he didn't start, he's still effective because when he came in the game and he did play some against Joel Embiid, he didn't do bad. You probably only want to do, have him play Joel Embiid in limited minutes. But he is able to pull Joel Embiid out the paint some when he's in the game. Because Cornett is a threat from the 3. Cornett today is 3 for 8 from the 3-point line, 37.5%. He had a nice drive on Joel Embiid. Nice drive to the basket. Took him off the dribble. Right, and I think he actually picked up a flagrant foul then. A very nice game from Luke Cornett. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover. Frank Ntilikina came back from his ankle injury tonight. He played well, played 27 minutes. He didn't shoot too well from the field. He was 4 for 11, 36.4% from the field. He had 8 rebounds. 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. He also had 2 steals and 1 block. Mario Hezonja is playing decent. He had 9 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Alonzo Trier, again, he's not playing well. Alonzo Trier played 11 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds. This is a guy that at one point, early in the season, he was amongst the best rookies in the league. People were looking at him as if, he was, a Rookie of the Year contender. If he continued to play, after his hamstring injury, his play has dropped dramatically. We'll see if he can find a way to turn it around. No minutes for Trey Burke. No minutes for Tim Hardaway Jr., who is day-to-day with a hamstring. And Courtney Lee played no minutes. Philadelphia, looking at the Philadelphia 76ers, Jimmy Butler, who is, possibly disgruntled in Philadelphia, complaining about his role on the team, he has 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. Wilson Chandler, one of my personal favorites in the league, he had 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Joel Embiid, 26 points tonight, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. JJ Redick, always, I like JJ Redick. I really do. I really like JJ Redick's game, man. He's just a dependable guy. He plays decent enough defense. He can shoot the ball. He comes off screens. He knows how to take good shots. I just like JJ Redick. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 3 for 8 from the 3-point line. Shot 46% from the field. Ben Simmons tonight, obviously the player of the game for both teams. Almost a triple-double. Had 20 points, 22 rebounds, 9 assists. He's 10 for 13 from the field. And this guy is, Ben Simmons is a monster. He's just a monster. Not much more you can say about that. Too many, you got Landry Shamet. He had 5 points. TJ McConnell has 6 points, 4 assists. He also had 4 turnovers. Mike Muscala had 5 points, 6 points, whatever it is. Not too many other guys played well for the Philadelphia 76ers. Basically, their big guys played well. All right, that's kind of the recap. Recap the story of the game right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get back to our video chat. See what these guys are thinking. I'm gonna come to Mark because we haven't heard from Mark. I'm gonna come to Mark, see what Mark, how he feels about this game. You know what I mean? You can only feel, in my opinion, you can only feel positive about the game. Because the Knicks showed some things, showed some good things. And it looks like Nate is back home from the grocery store. That's a good thing too. Mark, what's popping, bro?
Huh?
What's popping, Mark?
What's popping, Sam?
I'm chilling, man.
What's popping, man?
I'm good.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
The last shot that Moutier took, right? I have a gripe with that.
Okay.
I think he should have passed it out instead of forcing it.
Well, there was like 4-point-something seconds left, and I looked at the last play, and Damian Dotson they were denying Damian Dotson. I don't know if there was going to be anyone for him to pass it out to within enough time to get off a good shot, to be honest with you. Because as soon as it caromed off the rim, he ran out there, and I looked to see could he have dipped it off to Damian Dotson, but he was denied. I don't think he had any other choice but to take that shot.
But other than that, I feel like he should have passed it to Damian Dotson because he has more elevation in his shot, and I trust him more. I trust him more because he could shoot it a bit. I trust him more because the Moutier shot was a force-up. He couldn't see the rim. I think Dotson had more of he could have seen the rim more than Moutier. I just thought that was a forced shot. But other than that, tonight was a good game, And the thing that I realized about this team, we're freaking small. We're just small.
Well, I mean, when you're looking at Joel Embiid out there, you're gonna look small. But yeah, we are small. We small. I'll give you that.
No, because look, Jimmy Butler is a big guy.
Yeah.
Most of their roster is big, but when we go against teams, they're kind of bigger than us. Because when you look at Vonleh, he's not a big dude. Knox is not a big dude. Trey is not a big dude. Dotson's not a big dude. Moutier is not a big dude.
So you're not really talking about
small.
length. You're talking about girth-wise, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, girth.
big girth.
Girth,
big.
we're not big.
Yeah,
we're not big.
I agree with you there. I agree with you.
That's why we was getting kicked on the rebounds tonight. I didn't even realize Ben Simmons had 22 rebounds.
22 rebounds.
I did not realize that. I did not realize that. So that tells you a lot.
22 rebounds.
That tells you a lot.
You know, honestly, I mean, without Cantor, you know, you're gonna get smacked on the boards without Cantor.
Well, honestly,
well, this team is. I'll say
yeah.
that this team is gonna get smacked on the board without Cantor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are. But we got to learn when the ball goes up, we got to learn how to crash, because I think we look a little bit competent defensively when we want to. When we really want to. That's why I said it works. You just have to get the right pieces on the floor to run the defensive system that Dave Fizdale like to run. Because defense got us back into that game. Because our offense is going to rely from our defense. Because if you look on the side of the bench, every time they got the ball, Fizz is telling them, run. That's the only way we're going to score on teams, if we run the ball on them. And that was happening. That's what was getting us back in the game. But if we don't run that ball, we would look like how we looked in the first half. Very slow, like we couldn't score a thing. But when we started running, we started getting easy buckets. The floor started to open up more for corner and stuff like that, because we're pressuring guys like Embiid, because he's a big dude, but he's not fast on recoveries on defense at times, especially when Cornette. That's how Cornette was able to score tonight, because we took Embiid out the paint.
Yeah.
But for us to be good, we have to run. So you have to put the right pieces with this young talent on the floor. That's the only way we're gonna be scoring the way we scored tonight. Right. I like that we fought back. I like that we fought back.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it right now, Mark, but let's we're gonna take a quick look. I'll see if I can share my screen with you guys so you guys can look at it. Take a quick look at we're gonna take a quick look at this excuse me. At the last play. We're gonna take a quick look at the last play of the game. All right. And you guys, and I'll show you what I mean when I say I don't think that Moutier had the ability to actually pass this ball out. All right, so I'm gonna press play here, and actually I'll put it in slow motion so we can get a better look at it. All right, so there's 4.7 seconds left, 108-105, Philadelphia's up. Damian Dotson is on the line. Now, he made the first free throw. All right, we're going to take a look at it and see. Now, I wondered here if the Knicks actually wanted to miss this free throw, right? So, wait a minute. I skipped. Let's bring this back because I skipped it on you. Let's bring this back a couple of seconds. All right, because I hit the wrong button. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to bring this back. All right, now I wonder here, do you think that David Fizdale made the call to miss this second free throw so that we could have a chance? Because, I mean, if you make the free throws, 108, 106 with 4.7 seconds left, okay, so here we go here. All right, he misses the free throw.
Oh, yeah, Dotson was denied.
So it pops out here, right? All right, so Moutier has the ball here. There's Frank. You're going to see Dotson over here. Now, at this point, there's still 4.1 seconds left on the clock. All right, play. Okay, so it was Frank. I guess maybe he could have. It was Frank that was denied here by Jimmy Butler. Maybe he could have tried to swing it across the court. You got 3 seconds left. When he pulls up, there's 3 seconds left on the clock. Is that enough time? I don't know. I don't know what our timeout situation was like.
4.1. That's enough time, bro.
Yeah. So we're looking right now. He had 3 seconds left on the clock. Maybe. Okay. I mean, is this enough time for him to get the ball back out? Maybe Frank could have came down and set a screen for him so he gets a better shot.
That's enough time, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough time. That's enough time for something to happen, you know.
Yeah, that's enough time because he took one dribble and then went and there was 3 seconds left. He could have made the pass with his left hand to the other side where Dotson is wide open. Enough time,
Dotson
bro.
is wide open. I mean, you know, does the pass get there? It's hard to say. It's just hard to say when you're in that situation because you got 7 foot whatever Joel Embiid on you. You jumped in the air. Do you have the power to get the pass there? I don't know. I'm not. Maybe he could have. I'm not going to complain too much about it though.
Yeah, Knox and Cornette could have blocked Ben Simmons and Wilson Chandler. Because I just seen somebody that it would have got picked off. No, if he'd have threw it correctly over there, he'd have had Knox and Cornette to box these two out. And that would have been a wide open shot. That would have been a wide open shot.
You know what? I think, in my opinion, I think the best thing to do here, I don't know, I think it could have gotten picked off. Because in that situation, do you know if Knox and Cornette, are they gonna think that quickly to screen for those guys? Probably not. I think the best thing that could have been done here is if Frank would have came down, set a screen on Joel Embiid, and tried to free Moutier up a little bit.
Nah, because Jimmy Butler was holding on to Frank. Frank wasn't going nowhere. That couldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't stop him from going
Jimmy
down.
was on him.
But you can't stop him from going down and setting the screen. He can't just hold him from doing that. He could have went down and tried to set the screen. I don't know. It's tough.
But he just took the shot too early. Because it happened like with the Kyrie and the Magic game. They had enough time to run a whole play. 3 seconds is a lot of time for a last shot. Trust me.
You know? I mean,
but it is what it is.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining too much about the shot.
I'm not mad.
Maybe, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in the last few seconds of the game. It's tough. That's a tough situation.
Could have been another option. Knox could have popped out because Ben didn't know where Knox was. Knox could have popped out. If he was if it happened, he could have popped out and Moutier could have passed it to Knox because Ben Simmons was not he was looking at the ball. He wasn't looking at his play, so that could have been another shot. But that shot was too early. It was just too early. That's what
I mean, maybe it was. I think that we're kind of picking a little bit because it's tough. What in that situation, do you think that you would have the wherewithal to fully think clearly?
Well, how you play, but other than that, we don't. Some of our players lack that, so
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And then
that was enough time, though.
If he would have tried to make that pass and it got picked off, then everybody would say he should have shot it. Let me get to this phone call. I'll get back to you. Let me get to this phone call. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, Samuel, Blackest Time. What's good?
Hey, what's popping, bro? I'm chilling, man. What's up with you?
I missed the game, but I seen you said Knox had a career high.
Career high 31 points. Yep. Knox had a career high 31 points. He was.
I heard. Not that.
He was kind of the focal point today. You know what I'm saying? I think he took. Let's see how many shots he took on the game. Kevin Knox actually took today 23 shots. He was 12 for 23 from the field. Yeah, so he was kind of the focal point of the team. With no Hardaway, no Cantor, he was the focal point out there.
Right.
Which I would like to see more of for the remainder of the season.
Oh, for sure. You know that was my guy. Who's Mark was talking about? Somebody should have passed the ball. Who's that?
Well, with 4.7 seconds left, Damian Dotson missed the free throw. It caromed out. And when it caromed out, Moutier got the rebound. And, instead of, trying to kick it back out, he pulled up the three to try to tie the game over Joel Embiid. My argument is that, maybe you did have enough time. Damian Dotson was open on the opposite side of the floor. But I think it would have been very hard for him to get that pass over there. Frank was next to Emmanuel Moutier, but he was being guarded by Jimmy Butler. So that pass wasn't getting there. I mean, I think the best thing that was going to happen is either Frank come down and try to set a screen to try to free up Moutier, or Moutier pull the shot like he pulled it. Maybe Moutier could have tried to penetrate and then kick it out. I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I can't complain too much with it.
What? It looks like we back at the fighting hard stage and not getting blown out. So, I'm good with that.
Yeah, exactly. Not getting blown out. You know what I mean? We fought hard. We got down 24. We fought hard to come back.
Damn.
We would bring it back, and then they go up, then they take a lead a little bit, and then we bring it back. They take a lead a little bit, we bring it back, so but then we brought it.
Of the season.
Yeah, so but then we brought it all, we brought it back down towards the end of the game, with a couple of big, with just a few seconds left, a couple of big shots, one by Moutier. Moutier hit a big shot in the lane to cut the lead to, I think it was 107 or 106. I forgot. Yeah, he hit a big shot in the lane to cut the lead.
Amazing finish to this game tonight, but over the last 3 minutes, this team got a whole bunch of stops when they needed them defensively. How did you get what you wanted down the stretch?
To 100, and then Kevin Knox.
We started the game really well, and then we slipped in our defense a little bit. We took some selfish shots too, so they came back to the game, and our big point of emphasis in halftime was to get stops and get more aggressive and get into the body, So I think we did a good job out there to finish the game, and that got us a win.
You haven't gotten a whole lot of playing time lately. To come in and do what you did tonight is so incredibly difficult.
Yeah,
How did you find your rhythm so effortlessly?
I mean, it's not difficult when you practice.
You know what? Let me. I had something wrong on the screen. There we go. But yeah, that was basically the story of the game right there.
No doubt.
That was
did everybody come back yet? Was Robinson back?
Robinson didn't come back yet.
No,
Robinson hasn't come back yet. Frank came back tonight. He played okay. He played decent. But
that's good for Frank.
Yeah, he played decent. But Robinson hasn't come back. Hardaway was out. Cantor was out.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I just want to check in. I'm on my lunch break. I'm gonna hit you up when I get out of work.
All right, cool.
Shout out to the chat. Your Black is time.
All right, peace. And for you guys, actually, ladies and gentlemen, that interview that was actually an old interview. So I apologize. I have, when certain things come up on the screen, there's an automatic switch, and it automatically switched to some old interviews. So I apologize about that. Don't worry about that interview right there. I want to get back to the video chat. I want to see what some other people think about the Moutier play. Viv, I'm coming to you. What do you think, man? Do you think that Moutier had it, did he make the right decision in pulling that shot?
So Sim, we were just talking about while you're on the call. If you really think about it, it's first off, he got the rebound off a bounce, and we're talking about a play that has a less than 10% probability of ever, actually working. So, these are not things you practice, because a lot of things, it's not what you normally see. Moutier didn't get the rebound clean. He got it off a bounce, which kind of already ruined, messes up things anyways. And then by the time he kicked it out, because the spacing's already messed up, so kicking it out to a Cornet or a Knox wasn't really realistic. Dotson was covered, Frank was covered. They were all covered, right? So by the time he kicked, he was out on the 3-point line. He had about 2 seconds left, right? And there's only so much you can do. Again, he had no passing lanes. The only thing that could have maybe happened is maybe Knox kicked out. But the problem is, remember, that's going to be a weak side pass for Moutier. And a weak side pass is going to be easily intercepted, because Ben Simmons would have just kicked out, would have just, flashed and just got an easy deflection there, and the game would be over. So, in practicality purposes, I think Moutier just took the best shot he could, and obviously didn't go in, but it was going to be a low probability shot anyways, because he was basically double teamed. There was probably no other option to get a real wide open look, unless Moutier got the rebound clean and just quickly threw it out. But then again, the problem is if you quickly throw it out, you have a higher risk of a turnover. So that's the sacrifice you have to make. So, look, I think they took the best shot they could, and it's a low probability outcome anyway. So you can't ask for any more.
Yeah. Let me ask you: do you think correct defense? Again, thank you for the super chat. He mentioned, he brought up that he thinks that Frank and Moutier should play together. Do you think you think we should try that starting lineup, Frank and Moutier in the starting lineup? I mean, why not? I don't see why not.
So I'm trying to think if you do Frank and Moutier, what would the other three pieces be? What do you have? Frank, Moutier, Knox.
Frank, Moutier, Knox, Vonleh, Cornet, I guess.
Oh, so this is for right now, and if Tim's not playing, right? Or even when Tim's back.
Even when Tim is back. So we might as well move on. We're talking about lineup tweaks, ways to tweak the lineup.
You could do that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think those are the two best passers right now. So you could put them together, and maybe it's it looks good in stretches. I think they're probably better off when you stagger them and just combine them. At different times during the game when it's more important. Would you want to see them start? I guess you could, but again, I don't know if it's like a viable thing for long stretches of games, because I don't think you have enough. You don't have enough spacing on the floor to kind of make them work effectively. And what I mean spacing is that neither Moutier or Frank are
going to be shooters,
huge threats from the three, at least. And you can't really no one really truly respects their 3-point shot. And no one really respects Vonleh's shot, so it really leaves, at best, Knox and Cornet, who are not like sharpshooters in the sense that you got to fully respect them at this level.
So you don't think people are starting to respect Vonleh's shot because he's been shooting? I mean, it's been consistent throughout the year. He's been shooting.
He has, but it's not a volume shot, so it's not like it's you respected it when he's open, but it's not like you're not gonna actively try to cover him out in the 3-point line, because he's not gonna all of a sudden make 8 threes, or he's not gonna make 4 or 5 threes a game for like 3 or 4 games. It's like you gotta give him some respect, but I don't know if he's like that type of level where you give him like that level of respect.
Okay. All right,
I don't know. It's tough. I don't know.
I'm gonna come back to you. Let me see I want to see what Guillermo thinks about it. Guillermo, what do you think? Moutier, Frank together? Oh, did I already ask you that? I think I already asked you that.
I think you asked me.
Yeah, let me find out what Nate thinks. Nate?
Frank and Moutier together?
Frank and Moutier together. I know you're not really a Moutier fan. You know what I'm saying? And you want him out of there. But I honestly, I know that Moutier does. I'm not gonna lie. Moutier does have his times where, he stifles the offense. But I'm not mad at Moutier. I'm not mad at Moutier.
I mean, he's a decent shooter. His shot has improved a lot this year, especially from the 3-point line. I like his aggressiveness. I mean, I think he can play the two. The thing is, the big question you want to ask yourself is, are they going to bench Hardaway? I mean, because unless you're going to move Knox to the 4, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we had Hardaway last year at the 3, and he was torn up every time on defense. So,
that would be okay. So let's talk about until Hardaway comes back then.
Okay, until Hardaway comes back, yeah. I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, but Hardaway could have played today. I mean, I think they just sat him out. So I don't know if it's anything lingering, but hammies are interesting, or is it groin? Right, it's a groin injury.
I think. What did I say? I think I seen. I think it's a
groin or hammy. One of those two.
I think I seen a hamstring. Yeah, I think I seen.
I mean, those things can linger. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if he's out, I mean, why not? I mean, what do we have to lose? I mean, hell, we only have 10 wins. I mean, throw it all out there, man. Yeah. I mean, I really want Fizdale to be more creative with these lineups. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we got to start looking at the players for the future. Who we're gonna think about re-signing? Who's gonna be on this team? I think we're about halfway through the season. I think it's just roll it out there and see what happens.
All right, let me come back to you. I'm gonna come back to Andy when we come back. And we'll take a quick second, listen to Luke Cornett give us a little recap of the game. He's going to talk a little bit about him and Joel Embiid, I guess.
Luke, I just talked to Joel Embiid, and he said that the matchup between you and him is not personal. It just happens to be physical.
Hear it, but you guys
is that your take on what it's like when you two go up against each other?
Afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just both me and him. I mean, we're just trying to play basketball and compete and try to win. I mean, I think anything with him is going to be pretty physical. He's a strong guy, and he's always looking to duck in and stuff like that. Sorry. So it's just something that's going to happen. You just got to be able to match it.
There were some calls that he appeared to be frustrated, and during that time, you just had a very even-keeled nature about you. Have you always been that way, despite whatever level of physicality you're seeing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, honestly, in some of those, he had reason to be. So, you just kind of keep playing through it, and yeah, a lot of stuff's going to happen that you can't really control. So you just have to. Yeah, that's just the way I am. So it's how I play.
Luke,
All right, Knicks family. So there you hear it. And you know what? Joel Embiid, you see, you're kind of talking about that flagrant foul with Joel Embiid. But Luke Cornett played well tonight. You know what I'm saying? He played well tonight. He was able to pull Joel Embiid out of the paint, right? When he was in there with Joel Embiid, he was able to pull him out the paint. Hit some open threes. Big shout out to Luke Cornett. And I think Luke Cornett, honestly, is making himself he's proving that he deserves to be a big piece of this team going forward, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because he's showing that his ability to stretch the floor. He can get some rebounds. He can get some blocks. He's not gonna kill us with rebounds. He's not gonna go out and get 20 for you. Probably he's not gonna go out and get 10 blocks. But he's gonna get enough where he can be sufficient. You know what I mean? And I think that he is. I think he's proven that he deserves to be part of this team going forward. Now let's take a listen at. We're gonna take a listen at Emmanuel Mudiay. All right. Hopefully, everyone can hear. Let me know if you can't hear. All right. And Mudiay is gonna not talk with us, but we're gonna hear him talk a little bit about that last shot. All right, we're going to talk about the last shot. And it seems as though it was a call by David Fizdale to, he says Dotson missed it perfectly. So it seems like it was definitely a call by David Fizdale to miss that last shot. All right, so let's take a listen. Let's hear what Mudiay has to say. Hopefully everybody can hear this. There we go. No sound. See, I figured that. I'm going to play it again for you guys in just a second. I don't know why the sound didn't come over to you, so I'm going to play it again in just a second. Anyway, basically what Mudiay said is that it was intentional. It's something that they worked on in practice, and it was definitely intentional for Dotson to miss that free throw, and he missed it. They said he missed the free throw perfectly. So I'm going to bring that back over in just a second. Just give me give me a second for you guys. Give me a second, and you guys will be able to listen in on Emmanuel Mudiay. All right, but that's encouraging to know right there. All right, in my opinion, that's encouraging to know that, you know, that's something that they worked on, something they practiced on, and for the most part, it was successful. Now, they weren't successful. You know, he didn't convert the shot. But he was successful. And, you know, it was well executed. Isaiah, did you see the game? As I get this over, talk to us as you get this over.
Watching. Hello?
Yeah, I said go ahead and talk to us as I get this video over for everyone to listen to.
Yeah, no, I watched the game. I was going between that and the Patriots game, watching that. It was a good game, man. It was really good. I'm proud of us, boys. These are the wins. These are the losses that I think Knicks fans can accept and that we can do it, you know? And I just want to point out that, man, let me tell you something, man, about Frank Ntilikina, man. And I've been saying it this whole time. Kevin Knox plays better when Frank is on the floor. The team moves the ball when Frank is on the floor. You know, I guarantee if you look at the games Kevin Knox has good games, I guarantee you Frank is either on the floor or he played with Frank. You know what I'm saying? Frank helps people out and makes sure the guys that can score, he gets some easy buckets and gets them in position to score easy. Like, people don't understand that I think that we were missing a lot when Frank was going. That's why that's why Kevin Knox hasn't been playing really good, and the Fish ain't been scoring like not that many points. There's no coincidence that when Frank got back, Kevin Knox scores his career high. I don't think that's a coincidence, to be honest with you. You know, it's good to see. And then,
I mean, you have. I think you probably have a point. Yeah,
I guarantee you, Sam, if you go back to the game where Kevin Knox scores really well, I guarantee you Frank plays with Kevin Knox. He helps him get easier shots, better than anybody. But Frank does that for a lot of players. Now, this is a game. To me, he was aggressive today. He shot 4 for 11. You know, he sucked with the shooting, but he was aggressive. That's really shocking for Frank because Frank doesn't usually do that when he comes back from injury. He usually plays timid when he comes back from injuries because he doesn't want to disrupt the flow and stuff. But today he was aggressive and stuff. But all around, we played good, you know, except for Zoe. But I think Zoe needs a couple DMPs, and you know, Cornette's looking like he's going to stay on the team. Cornette, and to me, it should be Cornette and Noah that comes back for the team. Those are really the only ones that I really want back on the team, for the most part.
You're talking about as far as our big men are concerned. You said
no. We still need we still need like a really good big man. Like maybe KO can come back. I don't know if they had a good relationship. Maybe KO can come back because we actually need a bruising rebounder. We need a defensive guy that just gets boards and plays defense, sets good screens. We need that kind of guy too.
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how that works out. Did you get a chance to? Did you see the last play?
No, I was at my cousin's house, and at that point, I was we were looking at the picture game. I didn't get to see that, but I seen it through the chat, and I seen that Mudiay took the shot and everything.
Yeah. So here's
the thing. People don't understand that it's easy. Like, I'm not trying to diss Mark, but it's easy for Mark to say he would do that. But again, none of us in the chat play professional basketball.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. It's not easy to say, "Oh, he had 3 seconds. He had a lot of time." That's not easy to say.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring this on over. I'm gonna bring this on over for the chat, the YouTube chat, to listen to Mudiay. All right. So just give me a second.
It looked like that shot was going to fall. You got a good look at the basket there. Was that the play that you guys were looking for to tie this thing up at the end?
Yeah, we worked on practice. We worked on it on practice a few times, and I turned around and I told Coach, you know, did he want Dot to miss it on purpose? And he told me to tell him, so he missed it. He did. I mean, you can't ask for a better miss. You know, we don't really practice missing, but he missed it perfectly. But I thought I had the shot. I did, but it just didn't go in.
66 points you gave up to Philadelphia in the first half, 42 in the second half. What was the difference defensively tonight?
I think we just locked in the second half, but we kind of keep just saying the same thing. We got to figure out how to put it off for 48 minutes. In the first quarter, it was, it kind of got away from us, but the bench came in and gave us a good spark. Frank came in and played good defense, and Lou came in, obviously, from the bench tonight and was balling, so it definitely helped.
But wait, did you go to school for your daughter?
Hey, so there you go. You heard Emmanuel Mudiay. You heard what he said. They've been working on it. They've been working on it in practice, and they executed. They executed. So there you go. I can't complain too much about it. We get some more interviews, I'll bring them up. Some more interviews come up, I'll bring them up. We show the interviews. Let's get back to the chat real quick, and I'm gonna get to my man Andy. Andy, what do you think about the Mudiay play? I want two things. What do you think about the Mudiay play? And then I'm going to talk about, there were some lineup changes today. Well, we'll talk about the lineup changes in a minute. What do you think about the Mudiay play? And then we'll talk about the lineup changes.
But you mean Mudiay with Frank or only Mudiay?
You could talk the Mudiay play, the last play, and then Mudiay with Frank.
Well, I was talking with Vivek and Guillermo about the last play. Only other option that could happen is that Mudiay would want to draw a foul. But we discussed it and we decided that he probably wouldn't get the call. He doesn't have a superstar status, so even if he would be fouled, he wouldn't get the call. So basically, it was a good play.
Good play. Yeah, good play. Okay. So
all the passing lines were close, so a pass would be more dangerous than even trying to draw a foul or taking a shot.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about Mudiay and Frank playing together in the backcourt? At least until Hardaway gets back.
Well, I might see it happen, but because on the better offensive guard, and then take the risk that the other guard isn't having a career night against Mudiay. Well, they're both mostly pass first guard, so that might work. I think the other question should be who's going to be in the rest of the lineup, because today when we had Dotson instead of Timmy, the ball was moving, and I think that was that, and of course that Cantor wasn't down low, because when the ball gets to Cantor, we never see it go out of there, just only chucks on the basket. But I think the 3 spot also is really important here when we were going to start Vonleh at the 5.
Right. Okay. All right. The 3 spot is important. Vonleh at the 5. I'm assuming, the 3 spot is definitely important, because do you put Dots in there? Do you put Tim Hardaway there if you decided to start them too? And then the question is, who's the backup? Who's the backup point guard? Is it Trey Burke?
That's also the problem.
Right. I guess you could stagger those guys, and you could, you sub in.
Yeah, sub one really after only a few minutes, and then put him in instead of one another. But so that would definitely be.
That's definitely an issue. That's definitely an issue there.
You know what I was thinking?
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think about Fizdale having the problem with the rotation, because all of our centers are really different players? You got Cantor, that he doesn't play defense. He plays really good on offense, but down low. Cornette, he only shoots threes. The defense, a little bit suspect, maybe one-on-one a little bit better, but team defense really struggling. And then you have Robinson, where he only can dunk. He didn't take a shot like 5 feet around the basket, only interior. and his defense really good.
Right.
It's hard to build a system when you got on one position 3 really different players.
Yeah. I think that's a really good question. I think what you have to do is you've got to really look at your lineup. So when you have someone like Cantor in the game, you got to have 3-point shooters all around them, in my opinion, so he can have someone to kick it out to, and so that everyone isn't doubling back to try to double Cantor, because Cantor's not going to. He is shooting 35% from 3-point line, but that's limited shots, I know. Right? Limited shots.
But it's really hard to build any kind of system and progress with it,
right?
Because it's only one guy. You just sub him, and the whole other 4 guys got to change their game.
They got to change their game.
Because of that.
They got to change their game.
Yeah.
And it definitely makes it difficult. You got to be able to, you got to be able to change your game on the fly, and you've got to be mentally. You've got to know, okay, Cantor's in the game. We've got to be able to knock down shots on the perimeter. I'm going to be playing the perimeter a little bit more. Maybe a couple guys are going to cut to the basket. Okay, Cornette's in the game. He's going to be out on the perimeter. Now, a big guy is going to be pulled out. We can penetrate to the basket. Right. Okay. Now Mitchell Robinson is in the game. There's going to be a few different sets. Still probably being around that perimeter, we got to be ready to, be catch and shoot, knock down guys, because they're going to probably run screen and roll, for him to fly down the lane for a dunk, off the screen and roll. So definitely you got to be able to change your mindset. And I don't know if we have the players that can change our mindsets that fast. On the floor with a substitution.
Yeah, I was really thinking about it, because we got also 3 almost different point guards. You could try to match them up with the centers and sub them like 2-on-2s, but it's still got 3 other guys, mostly young players, that you gotta adjust their game to the point guard and the center, which are mostly the 2 most important positions, in today's game.
Yeah. Very, very good points. Right. And then our point guards too. Yeah. So, and that's what makes our roster so very tough to manage.
It's difficult to manage.
Very, very difficult and tough to manage this roster, because you always want to have change of pace type players and be able to change the game and play a different game every once in a while. But whenever you sub somebody in, the whole tenor of the game changes. Because you don't have a lot of guys you don't have some guys that can come in and do the same thing, right? Moutier and Frank are different. Trey Burke is different than the both of them. It is pretty difficult, and it's a difficult lineup for Fizdale to manage. Nate, go ahead, man. What do you think?
Hey. So I think, this was the first time that Vonleh played center, I think, this season, right? He usually plays the 4 position.
Yeah, he usually plays the 4 position. It's the first time he plays center.
Yeah, I actually liked him at the 5. I actually thought he was quick enough, and he actually played really good defense on Embiid. I mean, you're not going to ever shut down Joel Embiid, but he made it difficult at times for him, getting a hand in his face and bodying him up. I actually think that Vonleh should play the center and put Cornette at the 4, because Cornette doesn't really rebound very well, and he gets pushed around a lot inside. And I think he would be better as a stretched kind of 4 going forward. So, I'd like to see keep Vonleh at the 5. I mean, because Vonleh can still block shots and play good defense at the 5 position. He's very versatile,
right?
And I just think from a strength standpoint, he's a lot stronger than Cornette is.
So
Cornette's kind of lanky.
So do you think that looking at the lineup today, all right, Lance Thomas started in the 4 spot. Noah Vonleh was at the 5. You had Moutier at the 1, Dotson at the 2, Kevin Knox at the 3. I guess you could say, Kevin Knox at the 3. He was guarding. Who was he guarding? Jimmy Butler, I guess. Until Hardaway gets back, do you expect this lineup to stay, or do you think that Noah Vonleh will be back in the starting lineup?
I think Noah Vonleh will be back in the starting lineup. He should be because he's probably one of the best interior defenders we have on the team. But also too, I think you got to play Dotson. Dotson's got to play that 2 position. I mean, I know we talked about Moutier and Frank, but I mean, if you want to keep Moutier at the point guard, I'd rather have Dot at the 2 because Dot plays really good defense and he's a good 3-point shooter. And then of course keep Knox at the 3. But put Vonleh at the 5 and put Kornet at the 4 because I think it gives you kind of some versatility in the lineup. And Kornet can block shots too. He's not a bad defender, but I'm just saying when you're playing against a guy like Joel Embiid who wants to post you up and beat you up inside, I'd rather have Vonleh going against him rather than Kornet.
Okay, all right, let me see. I want to see from some of these other guys if
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Hey, Mark.
I'm not mad at it because.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. What's going on?
Looking at the lineup changes that took place today, and I'm thinking they're probably temporary. But do you think that Lance Thomas started today at the 4, Noah Vonleh at the 5? Obviously, for Tim Hardaway Jr. was Damian Dotson. Do you think that these lineup changes, as far as Noah Vonleh and Lance Thomas at the 4 and 5, do you think they stick around?
Well, all right, because I was kind of happy that Tim Hardaway was on the bench today. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was like, okay, he's on the bench. It was kind of cool. But the way we couldn't score in the first half, that scares me. Are we going to have a lot of games like that where we're not scoring with the teams in the first quarter, where they just blowing us out? Other than that, if we could score, I would keep that lineup because I want to run. This team needs to push the damn pace.
Okay.
We cannot play. We don't have half-court players. We don't have it. We have to push the ball. If you watch Fizz all game, push the ball. And that's what our scoring comes. But I like it because we move fast. We have a little bit of defense. And the spacing with Kornet at the with Vonleh. He could do a lot of things up top. With the ball in his hand. So he could. I'm not mad at it. He could keep playing it, but we can't have quarters like that. We can't have first quarters like that to start the game. Then we have to make a move. But I was kind of glad that Tim Hardaway was on the bench. I didn't really care if he started or not. I'm just over him. So him starting, him coming off the bench, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
Anymore.
All right, I'm gonna get a little bit into this David Fizdale interview. So I'm gonna if you guys might want to just kind of check out the stream so you guys can hear the interview. I'm about to bring it over right about now. Then we'll talk about it a little bit.
It looked like that shot was gonna fall. You got a good look.
One. Let me bring that back. I brought up the wrong interview and. Here we go.
What did you see differently in the way that your team got back in the
game? We executed the game plan better defensively. And our guys understood if we don't bring it to a high level competitively that this team could blow us out. And so we came out with a lot of urgency, I thought.
Coach, defensively, did you see an improvement in your rotations and help defense, particularly in the second half?
Yeah, it's been nice. It was nice to see it for the first time in a long time, where it was, for the most part, the whole game. We had our mistakes. Most of them happened on switches with two guys coming together where we didn't communicate it, but our weak side was a lot better today, and that's usually the area where we struggle the most.
How does the game look differently? How did it look differently with Luke on the court and then also Noah at the 5 to start out? Was that for Embiid?
Yeah, because what it was is you got Embiid and Simmons out there. And so I said, how many guys can I get on the floor that can just catch those guys and battle them? So I thought Lance would be good to start off on him, and I knew Lance would have discipline in doing a lot of things, and then Noah could match up with Ben if he was pushing it, and we had to have another guy out there that can catch him in transition. Did it do anything to him? No. He is special, and he's just going to keep getting better. But that kid is, he is something to watch.
Coach, what does it say?
Oh, go ahead.
Coach, what does it say about your team that they were able to stay in this one and compete with the Stars?
Yeah, that made me, obviously I'm really proud of that effort, and they didn't cave in, and, we've been taking some punches lately in some of our losses, but, to not have Tim, to not have Ennis, and for these guys to be able to go out and compete that way, I'm definitely proud of them. We gave ourselves a chance.
Coach, Kevin Knox shot 12 of 23 from the field today.
Yeah.
Have you been able to, how have you seen him, adjust his shoulder in that load sometimes of being able to shoot at a high number of shots and then shoot them efficiently?
Yeah, we obviously stress conditioning to him a lot, and we've been trying to build his tank up to be this kind of guy that can play big minutes and really perform throughout the game. And I thought tonight was the first time in the second half that he didn't fade when he started off with a double-figure first half. He actually scored more in the second half than he did in the first half, and that's a big step for him as a scorer and a guy understanding how to carry that load.
Was this just a matchup thing for today with Philly and Cornette's the starting center?
Yeah, and the other reason I did it, too, is because if I put them out there together, I risk, losing both of them to foul trouble. So I just wanted, those are the only two bigs I have right now, so I just had to split them up. And try to buy time with the foul trouble. So Noah kind of was the sacrificial lamb tonight and battling, and he got the foul trouble. Luke ended up filling in the gap, and that way I didn't get caught where both of my bigs were in foul trouble.
Coach,
but it's not permanent, maybe. I don't know, Mark. I don't think with our record and everything, I don't have the luxury to say anything's permanent. We're going to keep looking at stuff. And tonight was, overall, some good stuff came out of this game.
Coach, some of your combinations seem to really be clicking tonight, particularly when Frank was out there with Luke and Mario.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see in some of those combos?
They moved the ball. They just moved the ball. For me, a big, I always talk to you guys about these small victories. And for us to have more assists than Philly in a game is a huge victory for us because we hadn't been moving the basketball worth of crap. And so tonight, we made a real strong commitment to sharing the game. And that's why, we gave ourselves a chance. We limited our turnovers, and we had a fighting chance.
Not game related, but usually we see Chris Stapps on the bench with you guys. Was he there?
He called. He hit me up today. Said he wasn't feeling well. So I don't know if he's got the burger bug.
Coach, you look at what Philly did the past few years, and it wasn't easy. It was a little painful, but now they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
And you see how Kevin stepped up today. Do you envision a similar blueprint for the Knicks?
Well, it's similar, but a little different from the standpoint of, we're definitely playing a ton of young guys like they did. What they didn't have was Chris Stapps sitting over there. And so I don't anticipate our struggle being as long as theirs. And for Brett to go through 3 years of just taking it and trying to get them better and digging until they got the combination of guys that they wanted out there. But yeah, I look at them and obviously I'm hopeful when you look at how they've grown their deal.
All right, Knicks family. So you guys heard David Fizdale, I guess we got our answer to the question about Luke Cornette. He doesn't know. I mean, is it permanent that Noah Vonleh is going to start over Luke Cornette? He doesn't know. David Fizdale doesn't know. He's not sure, and I guess that makes sense. Right? I guess it makes sense that he doesn't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see in the coming games if this is going to be a permanent lineup change or a permanent lineup tweak with Noah Vonleh and what's his name there, Luke Cornette. Some people like it because it's smaller. It's a little smaller. It's a little bit faster. I think one of the issues would be can Luke the size, right? I mean, some teams aren't going to be as big, but teams that are big, how can we deal with the size? So that definitely can be an issue. For the Knicks, if you're going to start Noah Vonleh over Luke Cornette. I think Noah Vonleh is like 6'9", 6'10". Of course, Luke Cornett is 7'1" or whatever it is. He's a big guy. He can't move like like Noah Vonleh can move. And it's probably gonna come down to the matchups. It's gonna come down to the matchups that's on the floor. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how many lineup change. We're just gonna keep track of these lineup changes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep track of them. All right. We're gonna get around. Davon, what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
What's good, Sim? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm chilling, man. How about you?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. So, there were a few lineup changes. I suspect they were totally, just because the Knicks were playing against Philadelphia, and you got a guy in Ben Simmons, you got a guy in Joel Embiid that can do some things that we don't see that we can't do, and we needed a more versatile lineup to match up with them. So do you think that? Do you think some of these changes stick, or is it just for this game?
I think a lot of it was just for this game. I like how, it was smart for Fizdale to break them up, because I pictured in my mind before the game starting, like, oh, Cornette on Embiid, he's going to get 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game. Right. And then we'd have Noah Vonleh on them all game, and I was just thinking, like, okay, Embiid's going to get 40, an easy 40. But it worked out good, Vonleh and Cornette actually held their own against Embiid tonight, so that was a beautiful thing to see. We didn't let Embiid punk our bigs. I would like to see. I would kind of like to see. I like the lineup of Knox on the court with Ntilikina and Cornette and Hezonja. I like that lineup a lot. If you look at the box scores for most of the game, those 4 players themselves, I think they were like the only ones that had like a plus, and they played a lot together, and they were part of the team that actually brought us back. I liked how the ball was flowing with them, how the defense looked, the energy. It looked good out there, that lineup together. I don't know who else you would put in. I didn't like how Dotson was playing today, but he showed some good effort though.
Okay.
I don't think these lineups stick though. I think right now it's just going to be on the game by game basis, especially with all the injuries with Robinson out and Hardaway. Trier still looks like he's still battling his injuries, and Burke DMPs and DMPs. So I don't know. I think we just need to mix it up a little bit. I think we should. Since it looks like we're starting to look for the future a little bit more, I want to see a lot more players in positions maybe that they're not normally used to playing, like maybe Moutier at the 2 a little bit more, just to see how that would look, or maybe even Knox at the 2 or something like that. A big lineup, a little different lineups, just switch it up, see how different players play with each other. But I did like that Knox, Hezonja, Ntilikina, and Cornette combination together a lot today.
Yeah. And what happened, these long lineups, David Fizdale talked about these long lineups before the season even started, right? He talked about, trying some of these long lineups. We'll see if it's something that he looks at sometime during, during the remainder of the season. Like Mormo said, we need to go ahead and experiment as much as possible. Right. You know what I mean? Just experiment.
Anything that a coach or anybody can think of, I think we should just try it, run with it, at least for 1 minute, 5 minutes of the game, a whole game, a half, a quarter. Just run with it, see how it works. See what connections we can make, because maybe it's a connection that we haven't, or a combination of players, or that we haven't tried yet, or we tried before and it's later on in the season, so now this player's playing better. So anything can work right now.
Yeah.
Just the development of the players.
Right. I just want to give I want to give a big shout out to some of the people who have hit me with a super chat today. Chester Nason, he says, Bad free throw shooting. Big reason why the Knicks lost this game. Yeah, we shot 70% from the free throw line. So, we make a couple of those. I think we have 30 free throws. To make a couple of those free throws, game might be a little bit different. Siobhan Robinson, thank you for the super chat. He said, my Wi-Fi is worse than Frank's jump shot. I want to throw something at Frank. And then Travis Fisher, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my man. So question for you, Davon. We're going to London, right? We're about to travel to London.
Right.
Will the Knicks beat? Will we bottle up what we did today and beat Washington? I tell you what, I want Tim Hardaway to be out. I do. I hate the way he plays against Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal cooks him every game. Every time they play, he cooks them.
Yeah, I just hope, honestly, I hope Tim Hardaway Jr. doesn't play as well. I like the way the ball moved. I like the way the players played with a little bit more energy. Players were looking to, instead of screens more, cut more. It just seemed like we played a little bit better as a whole team, not worrying about the Tim Hardaway show.
Right.
As though Cantor can stop the ball. He does stop the ball a lot. I do kind of miss his post-up game a little bit because he does provide those easy, he's one of the few things that we have that can provide some easy buckets for us, as well as getting those offensive rebounds. But I like the way how the guys played without those guys today. Personally, it looked a little bit more fluent, and I wasn't yelling at the screen today, mad at, Tim Hardaway Jr. or, and Cantor's defense. I was just, even when we were losing down 24, it didn't look bad. It just looked like we were just missing, shots that we could probably make, if we took them again. It didn't look bad. It didn't look unorganized. It looked, the game, it had a nice flow to it. That's why when we came back, it wasn't like we didn't storm back, like with quick runs. They were long runs, but they were, sustainable. We were making good shots, good buckets, playing good defense, Yeah. So I like how we play without Tim Hardaway Jr. As well as Cantor. As far as playing against the Wizards, I think we, this is something to build upon. If I don't know if we build upon it the next game, saying that we are such a young team, traveling over to London, that could, provide some distractions and a couple of mental laps. But I feel like we can, build off of this, in some way. At least, we got that fight back in us, that heart, that we had at the beginning of the season where we were losing games, but we were losing by, whether we were down a lot coming back or we would have the lead and we would lose it. So this was a lot more, like we've been saying, a good loss, a good loss that we can look at and develop from. But we'll see how, we'll see where we go from here.
See where we go. All right. Do we beat Washington?
I don't know. You know what? It's funny that you say that. I feel like if John Wall was playing, we could beat him. But I feel like they play a lot, just like how we play better without Tim Hardaway Jr. They play a lot better without John Wall. So we'll have to see. I think it'll be a close game. But you know what? I think we might be able to pull it out. Okay. I think we can pull it out. I got the Knicks winning by 7, actually.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna come over to Nate. Nate, do the Knicks beat the Wizards?
Well, of course. I mean, anything can happen. But this is the same Washington Wizards team that did beat the Bucks too. So,
right.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
I mean, we played well today. We fought back. We seen some things on the offensive side of the floor. We had a bad start, so we didn't start the game off good. It was, 24-8 or something like that. We're starting the game off somewhere around there. But can we bottle up what we did do? Having that fight, because for the past month and a half, we just haven't seen that same fight. We haven't seen the fight. We've seen it today. Can we bottle it up and take that into London as we play the Wizards? You know what I mean?
Well, I think we can. I mean, this team has the capability of winning games at times, but the thing is, can we control John Wall? or he's not playing yet. Is John Wall out?
John Wall is out for the season. He's out for the season.
That's right. I'm so sorry, man. I totally had lapsed there. Can we control Bradley Beal? Because that's the main thing. If we can control Bradley Beal and contain him, yeah, we have a chance. I mean, I think we have enough firepower to do that, but what defense is going to show up? Is it the defense that got down 17-2 and looked like they were lost completely? Or is it the defense that actually got us back in the game? We were down by 24.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll say is this. Whenever you have the kind of lineup changes that we had today, there's going to be a moment and a period of adjustment, right? Yeah. Tim Hardaway was out. He's usually in that lineup. Novan Lay was, playing the 5. Lance Thomas was playing the 4. That's a big adjustment, so that you're going to have to, you got to make some change. You got to adjust to that. So coming into the next game, I'm sure they would have adjusted a little bit better if that lineup remains, right? I think that now the Wizards aren't as good as the Philadelphia 76ers. That's one thing we got to remember as well. Mm-hmm. The Wizards, right now, the Wizards are basically in the same boat as us. They're trying to get a draft pick now. Right, they know the season is done. John Wall's not coming back this season. They know it's done. Now they're trying to see what how good of a draft pick they can get. And that lineup would have had some practice time. I'm sure there's going to be some travel time to get to London. There's some practice time to work together if they're going to use that lineup again. I don't see why they would need to use that lineup against the Wizards though. So I feel like Luke Cornett may go back to being the starter and Lance Thomas goes back to the bench. Right. I'm hoping
because it has the ability to stretch the defense.
Yeah,
that would be the reason why I put him in there.
Yeah, and Damian Dotson, while Bradley Beal is going to be Bradley Beal and he's going to do his thing, but Damian Dotson I think will do a better job on Bradley Beal than Tim Hardaway Jr. Viv, what do you think, man? The Knicks versus the Wizards in London.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. The way we've played, you never know if they're just going to come out and just, have some sort of crazy scrappy game that throws a team off. The thing is, though, the Wizards actually, I thought they'd fully, bottom out, but they haven't really bottomed out yet because of Beal and Porter, amongst other people. So they could make things interesting. We could also make things interesting too. I don't think we've won. When was the last time we won in London? I think the first time we went there. So I guess we could be due, but I don't know. I think some of the problems that we saw in the first half could reappear if we're not careful. So we especially if Cantor's not playing for sure. So the Wizards, they could potentially out rebound us too. Thomas Bryant's playing pretty well for the Wiz. And yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be a fun game, though. I don't think it'll be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. I just think it could be interesting.
Yeah, and I could definitely see us getting out-rebounded against the Wizards on Thursday night. On Thursday. I don't want to say Thursday night because that game is at 3 o'clock.
Right, Thursday for us, 3 o'clock. Thursday night for them, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget, Knicks fans, that game is at 3 o'clock on Thursday in the afternoon. So
I think most people got to watch it on tape replay, I guess, if they have it, or unless they're going to follow it.
Yeah, I don't even think I'll be able to do a post game on that Thursday because I have a basketball game to coach, and that game is going to begin at, I think the game begins at 4:30. So.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Do a post game,
and I don't think the Knicks are playing between now and Thursday, right?
No, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow I am going to be on tomorrow night. I'm going to do a mid-season report tomorrow night. Be on at 8:30 tomorrow night. It'll be about an hour. It's a mid-season report, so hopefully everybody can join me tomorrow night as I do a mid-season report, and you should get a notification about it later on this evening. All right. Let me get around. Let me see. Guillermo, what do you think, man? Do you think we can we bottle up anything that we've done today and take it into Philly? I mean, take it into and take it to London with us and beat the Wizards?
I would maybe, I don't know. The Wizards always seem to have our number. Good thing you did say, man. I'm happy that Tim Hardaway. Hopefully he's not playing. I don't think he's playing, but thank God he's not playing because, like you said, he gets eaten up by Bradley Beal, and he starts to try to also get into this shot for shot thing where it's like, dude, you're not even Bradley Beal. Just don't do that. So, one thing I will say today, I hope that we feed the hot hand. If it's Dotson, if it's Knox, I hope Knox can build off what he did today, man. It doesn't seem to be getting to his head, which I like. He doesn't see, his gameplay, it might vary from game to game, but it's not like he's trying to shoot out of his comfort zone or do too much to try to prove that he's this and that. So that's a good thing. So, hey, tomorrow you have nothing, or not tomorrow, but was it Wednesday? You have nothing to lose, Knicks. Just play hard, feed the hot hand, make the right passes, and see what happens. Build for the future. So I'm excited to see what happens without some of the so-called big names in there tomorrow. I want to see these young kids try hard and play hard, dude. Who cares? You have nothing to lose. I want to see some dirty fouls too, man. If John Wall Bill doesn't do it, but if John Wall starts to get all cocky.
But John Wall's not playing. John Wall's out for the season.
Oh, crap. My bad. I did not know.
Yeah. John Wall's out for the season.
Oh, crap, my bad.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Oh, they might beat us then because
John Wall all right, for the season.
My bad, yo. I'm talking out of hey, they might beat us. No, I didn't know. I don't follow the Wizards. I'm sorry. I just know John Wall was on his little drug and drink binge or whatever he was doing, and Stephen A got on him. But other than that, I didn't know. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But let these young Knicks play hard tomorrow, man, and be unselfish. Push the ball, push it around, play hard defense, see where it gets you.
Yeah. Just a reminder, folks, we have 4 tickets left for the Martin Luther King Day matinee. All right, 4 tickets left. If you want to be part of this matinee, please join us. Get your tickets. Get them now. There's only 4 of them left. All right. You get a private line on Chase Bridge. Food and non-alcoholic beverages are included. Courtside during the pregame shoot-around. Of course, there's going to be an NBK live stream. You'll be able to join the live stream and be live on the program. And then after the game, we'll go down onto the garden court. We'll take a picture at center court as a big group. All right, so make sure that you get your tickets. Only 4 tickets left. Make sure you get your tickets now. All right. I am actually, right as we speak, I'm putting the link in the chat so you can go ahead and get you a ticket. All right. Again, I'd like to remind you, tomorrow night, 8:30, we're gonna do a mid-season report. Tomorrow night, 8:30, mid-season report. So join me live. All right. Guillermo, why don't you give me your last words, man? Because I'm getting ready to log off for the night.
Yep. I like what I saw today, man. I like Knox, what he produced today, man. I like the unselfish young Knicks, man. Hopefully, like I said, man, we got to trade some of these guys. And I think that after the second half, you're going to see the so-called real Knicks. So I'm just holding on for Fizdale to gear up his coaching for that when we push some of these guys out for draft picks or whatever assets we can get back. So
all right.
Salute to you, Simon. I'll see you guys here next time.
All right, peace, man.
Go live tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night, 8:30. Have a good start to your week, man. I don't even know if there's gonna be school or anything here tomorrow, with the snow, but have a good start to your week, Guillermo.
All right, man. Take care, y'all. Peace.
Let's see, Andy.
What up?
Hey, what's going on, man? Just got some last words for us tonight for today. I know you'll get a chance to see the Knicks next game, without having to record it or anything.
I'm not going.
Oh, you're not going, but you'll get a chance to see it on television, all right?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna watch it live because it's gonna be on the normal time zone for us European fans.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be fun. Too bad you're not gonna have a post game, so I won't be able to join.
Yeah, it's tough. I probably do a post game, but it probably won't be until later on that evening. Because then the time for me is, the game would be over about 5:30, and I don't even think I'll be home from coaching my basketball game yet. So we'll see what happens.
I
Though
got
you
a
never
6
know.
hour difference, so
Yeah. All right. So any last words though?
yeah, it was fun. I hope I'm gonna sort out the appearing app, so next time I won't have problems and we'll be able to join you fully.
All right, that's good. No problems, man. No problem. Hey, it takes a little while for people to learn how to work the app. And everything
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
So, yeah, it's all good. Well, I look forward to seeing you next time, man.
Thanks.
All right, have a good one. Let me see. I'll come to Nate. Nate, any last words for us, Nate? Nate? Nathaniel. Hey, Nate. Hey, Nathaniel. He doesn't hear me. He would get him out of there. He don't know what's going on. Mark, some last words?
Well, I like that Fizz is giving Knox all the minutes that he needs possible to be engaged in the game. I keep telling y'all, he wants him to be aggressive and be the guy. That's what I like. But, I like that we play hard. Well, the game against the Wizards, Bradley Beal's going to cook us because he always does.
Always.
He always does. And I went he hit a game winner on us, a left drive. He always kills it. But other than that, man, today was a good game. I enjoyed myself and etc. And I like the way Knox is playing because Fizz is giving him the opportunity to get where he needs to get to.
Yeah.
He just want Knox to he's worried about Knox more than anybody else on his team right now.
Okay.
He loves him. And I'm starting to like him a lot. But other than that, y'all have a good night. I'll be in the chat tomorrow.
All right. No doubt. Tomorrow, 8:30, man. Preseason.
Holla back,
mid-season report. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know why that keeps happening. Can I?
Well, we're gonna be talking about who we're gonna talk about how good we was in the midseason.
What'd you say?
Just know that Moutier is gonna be talked about tomorrow. So for the chat, just know I'm gonna dog Moutier tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dog him.
Yeah, boy. You see that?
One.
Here we go. We about to have a war tomorrow. I can feel it because we're gonna talk about a lot of topics. We're gonna talk about a lot of players. We're gonna have a war.
Straight beef.
Yeah.
Whoever got smoke for me, I will be here talking about Moutier.
See, here we go. Prince, you hear that? Prince, you need to join the chat tomorrow night.
Yeah, tell him stop being a troll, man.
Hey,
He's
Prince,
becoming a troll.
Yeah, Prince, you got to come in the chat and defend your boy tomorrow night. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Viv, it's on you, man.
Look, main important thing to take away is that this is an encouraging game. A lot of positives we saw, and hopefully we carried into Thursday's game. I know the team has a lot of activities they're gonna do while out in London. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure Tim's gonna be there. Tim Hardaway Jr. is gonna take the flight. I don't know if he's gonna be ready for Thursday's game per se, but I hope the team soaks it in and they come out ready to play. I think it's in where's the game played, in the O2 Arena? I don't know where do they play
I'm not sure. Not even sure.
It's probably that one. Yeah. So I think it should be a good time for the team, and I think maybe being somewhere in a different country might excite them, but also maybe hopefully they don't come out too excited in the sense that they're just like are all out of whack. But
right. All right.
It's positive.
All right, man. Will you be joining us tomorrow night?
I will try. I'll try to. If I don't join the video, I will definitely join I'll be in the YouTube chat somewhere.
All right, sounds good.
So
sounds good.
I'll catch you somehow tomorrow.
All right.
I'll figure it out.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Davon, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Sam? Save the best for last. I see, man.
Yeah. So just some last words, man. I'm gonna give you a call when I get off of here, but just some last words.
Okay. Last words, man. It's 2019. The Knicks this year we 2-2, we 500. So,
there we go.
I mean, that's something to that's a positive look at it. Let's just forget about 2018 and all. all the losses and everything that happened back then. So we're playing good right now. We're going to London. We're playing the Wizards. I got us beating the Wizards in London by 7. Expecting big things from Cornette. He's catching my eye. I didn't like what I seen at first, but I'm starting to like him. You know, he's starting to catch. You know, I see we got something special there. With especially if we can get Cornette and Porzingis playing together, that'll be nice. Hardaway and Cantor teams look like they playing a lot better without them. So you know, let's just see if that's just was that a today thing or is that a common trend? You know,
right.
From what we all talk about, and see, it seems like it's that's what one of the problems of our team might be those 2 players. But man, I like what I'm seeing from Knox. Some of you guys don't like that he's playing the big minutes, but I like it. Get him out there, get him as much opportunity and playing time as possible. You know, to get all the development, start using him as the number 1 option, going forward, if we're going to do that. And maybe start giving him the ball. I would say I would like to see him play a little bit more like not play more, but more of a point forward to get him more of a playmaker, get him in some more playmaking positions instead of just trying to score a lot. And he can develop a little bit playmaking and crash the boards a little bit better, we got something special there as well. So, man, we're looking good. 2019, we're going to turn it around. Like I said, we 500 right now, so let's keep it going, go 3-2 for the year.
We're 500 in January?
Yeah, then we beat the Lakers. Oh, no, we won. We lost today, huh?
Yeah, we lost today. It feels like we won, huh?
Yeah, it feels like we won. It feels like we're saying, but we did lose that game. You're right, we did. Hey, the way we've been playing and as far as like a development and just playing hard, that's a win for us. We can't look at the wins and losses. Like the Laker game, we played good. This game, we played good. We didn't play too good against, what was that, Indiana? And I think I thought we had one more game, but I think we only played 3 games so far this year, huh?
Yeah. So
we've had a long break. We've had a long break. Like we didn't play for five days. Now we're not gonna play until Thursday.
Right.
I mean,
we've been on the road. We've been on the road. Yeah, we've been on the road.
That's what it is. It seems like we played more games than we have.
Yeah.
So we just need to practice. Start getting some. Hopefully, this trip will build a lot of team chemistry. A lot of get a lot of laughs and a lot of family time within the Knicks family and our roster.
All right, man. Well, I'm about to head off.
But
all right. And
give me a holler, man.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in a minute.
All right, peace out, Knicks family.
All right. All right, Knicks family. Again, the Knicks gonna be in London Thursday night. Well, Thursday, 3 p.m. The Knicks play in London. It'll be 3 p.m. our time. I don't know what time it is over there. 9 p.m. or whatever it is over there. But tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m., we're going to do a mid-season report tomorrow night at 8:30. We're going to break down the players. We're going to break down the coaching. We're going to break down the front office. All right, so make sure that you join us. You should see a notification come up real soon about tomorrow night. It should be a really good show. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some battles and some debates, but it's going to be fun. All right, so make sure you join us tomorrow night, 8:30, as we do a mid-season report. I will catch you guys tomorrow night. If you got snow, please be safe and have a great week. Start to your week tomorrow. Peace.